Are you struggling to create interesting thumbnails that get the attention of potential subscribers? You've got those great ideas that turn into great videos, but you're struggling to create effective thumbnails. So you feel like you've got to spend a lot of time, a lot of money to create one. Well, whether you need to make a thumbnail on the fly or you just want to make it as simple as possible, I've got something I think that can be a good solution for you. Before we get started, I just want to thank each of you who have subscribed to my new channel and viewed my first video. I thank you for watching, and I look forward to creating more videos for you to enjoy. Now, back to the subject of the day. I've struggled at times to create thumbnails that would be the attention getters that we all want to click on. So I learned Photoshop, and I can do pretty well with Keynote or PowerPoint. Maybe you're into Canva or some other software. But each of those have differing capabilities and varying learning curves. So I want something that's going to be easy, something that's going to be quick, something that I can still create great thumbnails without costing me a lot of money, and that I don't have to have my laptop in order to make it, nor do I want to have to spend a lot of time or energy, because as you can see behind me, I wear many hats in my life. I've got my family, my day job, my 2 YouTube channels, and more. But I'm also the pastor of a church. And for the last 3 to 4 years, I've been using an app to create my title slides for my sermons and for my lessons. The app that I use is also a great way, an easy way, to create those thumbnails for your YouTube channel and your Facebook page, as well as Instagram and so much more. Now, the app that I want to show you is called Typorama. It's available for iOS and for Android. Typorama lets you create amazing visuals. It transforms your text and your photos into personalized typographic designs. No design skills are needed for this, folks. Typorama is free. However, the free version does have limitations, and they do force their own watermark on your creations. Now, in my opinion, the $17.99 one-time price for all the features and the accessibility is well worth it. Let me just say that one more time. In my opinion, the $17.99 one-time price for all the features and accessibility is well worth it. Let me just pause here for a moment just in case you think that I'm being paid for this. I'm under no sponsorship. This is not a paid advertisement. I'm simply sharing because I truly enjoy and I use this app all the time. Let me show you how easy it really is. All right, so let's have a look at this app. As you can see, at opening, it defaults to the Projects tab. You can also select any of the other tabs to begin making your thumbnail. The Presets tab will give you options for the type and the size of the thumbnail you want to create. You can choose from one of your own photos, or you also get the option to create your thumbnail using stock images from Unsplash or Pixabay. I simply typed in camera, and you can use varying options of the stock images royalty-free. Lastly, you can simply choose a background color. So select your picture or your background. We're going to choose a photo that I want to use for this thumbnail. So select the sizing of your photo and make any necessary adjustments. And then you'll hit next. Now, after you select the sizing of your photo, you'll be brought to the editing page where all of your editing options are available to you. You're going to develop your own workflow for your thumbnails eventually. The options that I'm scrolling through are all the typeface and font options, of which there are many. When you choose one, you simply need to continue clicking to receive another random version of that typeface, as you see here. Now, I'm going to choose Skyscraper Bold for my thumbnail. Now, let me make mention of the first menu option on the Text tab. It gives your history of the fonts you've gone through in case you want to go back to one that you've missed. The Styles menu, that's what brings you to your font style choices. Next to that is color. On this menu, you get to choose your font color and the opacity of your text. The next menu is the shadow menu. This allows you to have a shadow behind the text. Here you choose the color of the shadow, its opacity, whether you want it blurred, its position on the X and Y planes as well. After the shadow menu is the gradient menu. This will allow you to select a color gradient for the text as it shifts from one color to another and the direction of that change. The next one is the eraser. We're going to come back to this in just a little bit. The last menu on this line is the 3D rotate. That gives you the option of moving the text to appear three-dimensional. And the perspective drawbar, it changes your perspective. Now, just when we think we're done, I want to show you a couple of more things before we create our thumbnail. At the bottom are 3 tabs. The first is where we've spent our time thus far. That's the text tab. The second tab is for your background. That's your picture. Here you can choose other pictures or backgrounds if the one you have isn't working for you. As you can see, there's a different menu here as well. Your options being images, overlays, filters, and adjustments. Your overlays give you the option of adding a little more spice to the thumbnail. The filters tab gives you 9 filters, or in photography you might refer to them as LUTs. For my thumbnail, I'm going to choose the Maldives filter, and I'm going to reduce the intensity to about half. The adjustments menu gives you manual options to make your image simply what you want it to be. I'm going to slightly increase my exposure as well as the brightness and the contrast. Now the third tab at the bottom gives you the option of adding a watermark of your own design to your image or to your thumbnail. So let's get started creating this thumbnail. You're going to see this text overlay that says double tap to edit text. When you double tap, it opens the text editing screen. You see that you're limited to 350 characters. If you so choose, you can get a random quote by tapping here to the left. Also to the right, you can toggle the switch that allows you to manually choose your line breaks. So I'm simply going to type easy thumbnails and hit done at the top right. Once you're out of the text editing screen, you now see your own text overlaying the photo. Or you can now manipulate this text. All right, so we've got our text, but what if you don't want your text to be laid out like this? You can double tap to go back to the editing. So let's see what it looks like when I move the second word to the next line. Okay, so now that I see that the shorter word gets bigger, so that may be what you want. This is where you start to get your options to find out how you want your thumbnail to look. Now have fun finding the font you want to use and the variations, but it's still not what I want. I'm going to create a second text box. I'm going to remove the word thumbnails from the first, and in that second text box, that's where I'm going to put the second word thumbnails. I'm going to choose my font color, and I'm going to put in the shadow. Now for my choice, I'm going to choose full opacity and 0 blur. I'll also adjust the X and Y positions of the shadow. Now I'm going to skip the gradient because I simply don't want it. I'm also going to skip the eraser for now because I'm going to come back to it. And I'm not going to use the 3D rotation. Now let's go back to the text tab and choose the eraser menu. I'm going to erase the portions of text that are over my face and my hand, giving the illusion of the text sort of wrapping or being behind me. And when you're done, click the OK Share button at the top right and choose how you want to save this new easy thumbnail that you've just created. It's that simple. Now, if you're not using Typorama, what is it that you're using to create your thumbnails? In the comments section below, let me know what you're using to create your thumbnails and why you've chosen that software or app. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and smash that notification bell for me. Now, before you leave, I've been having some fun doing night photography. Soon I'll be doing a video on the subject, but here's a few of the photos that I've taken. Would love to read your comments. Thank you for watching.